Alright, Phantom Knights are here, and they're actually pretty good. This deck, considering the monsters that we actually have access to right now, is actually doing pretty well. It's not a top-tier deck, but it is doing alright in tournaments. It's, somewhat relevant in the metagame. You can definitely hit king games with this deck. I was flying through the Platinum ranks with this deck, very quickly getting a Legend with it. So, yeah, this deck is very solid, and it's definitely, a worthwhile pickup when you consider all the potential support down the line that could be coming out for this deck. I'm actually going to be doing a video talking about some leaked character files and maybe some link monsters might be coming out at some point that are going to be very beneficial to Phantom Knights, but given what we have right now for the deck, it is pretty solid. We have a nice skill to go with this deck called Phantom Strategy. What it lets you do is you can send a Phantom Knights monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then you get to add a Phantom Knights Fogblade to the bottom of your deck. This is a really powerful trap card. It negates your monster's effects, stops them from being able to attack, and you can very quickly get it to your hand once it's in your deck, because we can banish Phantom Knights Silent Boots from our graveyard to add a Phantom Knight spell or trap card from our deck to our hand. All of the Phantom Knights pretty much have these kind of grave effects where you banish them from the grave and you get some kind of advantage. The Ancient Cloak will add a monster from your deck to your hand. Ragged Glove sends a monster from deck to graveyard, so you can then banish your Ancient Cloak and Silent Boots and gain your monsters or spells or traps from your deck to your hand. So they all give you some kind of advantage when they're in the graveyard after you've put them there through XYZ summoning or through your skill. And they're all level 3s as they are right now, which means that we can very easily go for XYZ summons into our rank 3 toolbox and all the various ones that we have access to. Kagemusha Knight's also going to help us do that. Anytime we normal summon a Phantom Knights monster, we can special summon this from our hand and immediately go into a rank 3. So, going over the list real fast, we have 3 Ancient Cloak in here, we have 3 Ragged Gloves, we have 3 Silent Boots, we have 2 Kagemusha Knights, 3 MSTs, 3 Book of Moons, we have 2 of the Phantom Knight's Sword, which is another Phantom Knight's Trap card, which has that same effect as the Fog Blade, where you can actually banish them from your graveyard, a special summon Phantom Knight monster from your grave to the board, just allowing you to go further into those XYZ plays. This one also helps protect your monsters, though. It doesn't have to be used on a PK monster. You can use it on any kind of monster, but it's really effective there. And then we can also use Treasure Trap Hole because all the Phantom Knights cards banish themselves from the graveyard. We can very easily squeeze Treacherous Trap Hole into this lineup here. You can also use things like Breakthrough Skill here instead of the Phantom Knight Sword. Some people run it as a 1 copy, but I'm running it as 2. I think most people are doing that. You can also run the Kagemusha Knight at 3 and then cut the Ancient Cloak to do it. I see some people doing that as well, but this is the list that I have right now. You can also cut away from the MSTs or the Book of Moons if you want to go with more monsters to more consistently open up with 2 in hand to go into those XYZ plays. So going into the extra deck, we'll start going backwards here. We have 2 Phantom Knights of Breaksword. This is your monster you're going to be going into if you're going second a lot of times. You can destroy itself or any card on your side of the board to destroy a card on your opponent's side of the board when this hits the field. And it's nice once you destroy itself if you had 2 Phantom Knight monsters underneath it to make it, so Kagemusha won't get the secondary effect, but all your Phantom Knight monsters will. You can bring back 2 of your Phantom Knight monsters from the graveyard to the field as level 4 monsters, and that's going to let you go into your 1 of Malevolent Sin and your 1 of Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. So you can summon this with your 2 Phantom Knight monsters, pop a card on the field, summon your 2 Phantom Knights from the graveyard to go into one of these plays. If it happens to be a Ragged Glove, you can give them 1,000 attack point boost as well. And then you're also going to have the monster effects in the graveyard, right? Silent Boots can then banish itself to add a sword, or more ideally the Fog Blade if you haven't gotten that yet. You can also use the Ancient Cloak effect to add another Phantom Knight monster to have a follow-up play for the next turn. So there's all kinds of cool things you can do with the Breaksword going second, and then going into your monsters to finish off your opponent with the Malevolent Sin or the XYZ Dragon, which can have a ton of attack points and obviously clear your opponent's monsters and just finish out games with those two. So we also have 1 of Air the Sea Dragon in here. These cards obviously banish themselves a lot, so it's very easy to be able to bring them back with Leviair and set yourself up for future plays. We also have 1 Nightmare Shark in here. This is the one thing you could probably cut for a Zen mains. I do see a lot of people cutting this for Zen mains. It's kind of personal choice 50-50. Zen mains gives you a better turn 1 play if you don't want to go for the Dante. Nightmare Shark lets you finish off games sometimes, though. Sometimes you steal wins you wouldn't otherwise get with Nightmare Shark, so it's tough. Zen mains is good in certain matchups where it can also just play really good defense, but there's other times where Nightmare Shark just wins games, so it's just personal preference. And I mentioned the 1 of Dante. It's a good turn 1 play. Sometimes you need to be able to detach your Silent Boots to search your deck for your Fog Blade turn 1, so Dante's not a terrible turn 1 play to summon this out, detach, get your Fog Blade, back it up by things like Book of Moon, MST, Treacherous Trap Hole, and then have a monster that can go to 2,500 attack points and defense. It's not a terrible opening, though I think that's probably the number 1 problem this deck has right now is we don't have great turn 1 plays to go into. The rank 3 toolbox isn't the best right now. Not to say that there aren't any good cards here. Breaksword is an amazing card for this deck. It's extremely powerful, but it really is better going second most of the time, right? And then other things like Zen mains, Dante are just not the best turn 1 plays for this deck. So, again, you do have access to a lot of back row Fog Blade, and being able to search it out so easily is really nice. And then having, being able to play the standard competitive package, right? 3 MST, Book of Moon, and Treacherous Trap Hole is also really effective. So, the deck does have some things going for it, but it's missing some pieces that are preventing it from being a top tier deck. That being said, given what we have in the game, it is a solid deck. As I said, this is sort of like probably like a rogue deck or like a fringe rogue deck. Better than a King of Games level deck, but not top tier. Probably not one of the top like 5 or 6 meta decks, right? But it's still a solid deck to pick up. I'm really enjoying it, having fun playing with it, and I think it's a good pick to get, right now, also just because there's going to be more support down the line, right? Like, we know there's going to be more support for this deck down the line as Link Summoning and other things come into this game. So, anyway, so gameplay videos coming up, but I did have a quick question for you guys. So, usually when I do my gameplay videos on here, I kind of just do the live commentary, just load the videos up from as I did them live and as I was playing. But on my Master Duel channel, I do a lot of, I do them through replays because the games go on so much longer, and I commentate over the replays, and they can go by a little bit faster. I can get an extra replay or 2 in per video than I can with the Duel Links ones. They're a little bit shorter, so let me know in the comment section if you guys would prefer me to do that. If you guys would rather I would just sort of do the replays, condense the videos, and then talk over them, because that way I can do a little bit more of like a post-game analyst on like the matches and all that stuff, rather than just doing a live what I'm thinking in the moment. Let me know what you guys prefer, which one you guys would rather have me do, because I kind of enjoy doing it both ways. It's just a matter of like how you guys would rather me do the gameplay videos, what's more helpful for you guys trying to learn how the deck plays and what's going on and what my thought process is throughout the game. So anyways, if you guys like the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel, and I appreciate you guys watching. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Now I guess we go ahead and just normal, special. Go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and just go into Dante, right? We'll get to mill a couple cards. We'll send our Silent Boots to the graveyard, which will let us add the Phantom Monster, or the Phantom Knight spell card, or trap card, whatever it is. Fog Blade. Yeah, let's go and do this now. Put Fog Blade at the bottom. What do we want to send? I guess we can send Ragged Gloves. Silent Boots, banish. Search for Fog Blade. Go ahead and banish an Ancient Cloak here. Add another Silent Boots to hand. Go ahead and set this. Alright, we're in a good spot. We got a Fog Blade set. Dante, and then we have a follow-up play for next turn to go into our Breaksword or whatever we need. Oh, Triamid. Okay. I was wondering, I'm like, what deck is playing Yami? I'm like, I started thinking, it's like, this is just some, like, beginner deck that somehow managed to get up to Platinum? I mean, it's not that hard to, but... yeah, okay, this makes sense. Normal summon an additional time. That would not be good for him to get that off, but... probably need to be concerned about the back row, whatever that is that he plays right now. I think it's a good thing to do this, because we don't want him to set more field spells right now. And if he can summon additional monsters, he can continue to, on my turn, flip that one anyway. So I was hoping he wasn't going to have more in hand. Well, we'll see. As long as he doesn't have that trap card, we're okay. Oh god, he had Sphinx in hand. That's not good. Okay. Not be destroyed by card effects. He can't swap them out with his Hunter because it's locked up by my Fog Blade. And this doesn't swap out field spells either. So... multiple effects that we need to go for there, just to make sure that we don't draw into them. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that first. Let's go ahead and activate the Ancient Cloak. We'll banish. Gonna add I think a Rag Glove the hand's the only thing left in our deck. Shouldn't be able to do this anyways, right? Because his monster's effects negated here. So, care. Let's search for the Ragged Gloves. And then let's go ahead and activate the effect of Silent Boots. Let's add one of these swords to hand. Go ahead and normal summon. Special summon. We'll go for the break sword. No, not yet. Let's go ahead and activate this. No way he's going to have any kind of responses, I doubt. Yeah. That. This. And the MST. Get rid of the field spell so that his monsters can be destroyed by card effects. Crunch, crunch. Activate the break sword. We'll bring this. And this back to the field. They're going to add the Sphinx to hand here. Alright. And then we'll go to... Ooh, I could just go for Malevolent Sin. Banish his monster. Swing for 24. And that would stop him from being able to get Sphinx to the board. He's going to be able to get... No, he doesn't. He doesn't have Destiny Draw. He has that... That's true. He had the skill that gave him a field spell, so I don't have to worry about D-Draw here. So... Did I have an OTK? I've totally forgot I was going to get 1,000 attack point boost via the, is this special summon in attack mode? Can, huh? Cool. Battle phase. Swing for 34. We should have game no matter what, right? Yeah. Yes. Activate. Sword or Fog Blade. Attack mode, swing for game. Alright, easy win. Let's see, I think we can win through a couple of ways there, but we got it. Not my favorite hand, but we can make it work. So we're going to send Ancient Cloak to activate the skill. Then we're going to banish Cloak from our grave. It's going to let us add the Silent Boots to hand. Let's summon the boots. Then we will be able to activate Kagemusha Knight's effect. I mean, I guess I could go for Break Sword Papa Skill, so I would have no good reason to do that, though. Let's go ahead and go for the Dante, especially when we have the two MSTs in hand, right? Let's go ahead and activate Dante's effect. We'll detach the Silent Boots. Oh, God, I really don't want to mill my Fog Blade. Fingers crossed we don't mill Fog Blade. Ah, we milled it. No. I should have just milled one. I got greedy. Fine, we'll set. If I had just milled one card, we wouldn't have done that. I got greedy and tried to mill more than one. Well, we got extra Silent Boots in hand, so we're going to get the other sword to our hand too next time, or next turn. We have MSCs to take care of any back row. We're in a solid spot here, right? Convert contract, that's okay. Hopefully he draws into a bunch of dead Neospacians and has no other convert contacts, can't draw more cards. Although it really does suck at Grand Moles in the game now, right? It used to be there weren't that many good Neospacians, but there is one now. That Grand Mole can be really devastating. I'm guessing that's what we're gonna see, right? Or no, he has to, yeah. Although he brought it out in defense mode, he didn't bring it out in attack mode, so interesting choice. That one back row. Hmm. Fine. Let's see what he did, because there are some fusion monsters that, like, during the end phase, to go back to the extra deck if Neospace isn't on the board. So if he goes for one of those right now, we may be in a really good spot to take out something during his end phase by blowing up his field spell with the MST. Plus, he still has another set back row. So if we can clean everything out here, we might be in a pretty good spot to respond to this. We have the boots in our grave to add another sword. We have a blade engraved to bring back the boots if we need to. Just see what he fusions for here first. I don't really have a way to stop the fusion monster, especially if he goes for the I was gonna say, especially if he goes for the Grand Mole one, but I think Pyrogy's going for that. Storm Neos. All spells and traps on the field. Oh, okay. Shuffle all cards on the field into the deck? Holy shit. That's nuts. Oh my god, that's a lot to think about here. Okay. Holy shit, he's just gonna go and blow everything up. Okay. I'll allow it. I mean, it sucks, but... What did he blow up on his own? Karmika? He has another Neospace. That's not good. So nothing's getting shuffled into the deck in the end phase. That's what I was hoping was going to happen. But that's not going to happen because he had another Neospace in the hand. Alright, well... My monster's going to die. Thank god, dude, if he had summoned... He would have won this turn if he had summoned the Grand Mole in attack mode, right? Or can he not? Or he can't, right? Because of some... Yeah, I was going to say, never mind. Connector summons it in the fence position automatically. Otherwise, he could have won this turn. That's fine. We'll take the hit. We'll take the hit here too, not a problem. I need another... I need to draw a monster really bad here. It can be any monster, but I need one. Oh no, it should be. It really needs to be a Phantom Knight. Oh god. Well, this will keep us alive though, right? Yeah. This will definitely keep us alive for a turn. Because I can flip the Storm Neos down. In some ways, it's actually... well, no, never mind, because he's going to have his, yeah. Sure, because he can just destroy all spells and traps on the field, right? Yep. Yeah, now we're in trouble, because now we're going to lose our Phantom Knight monster. I don't have a choice, I have to. We're so fucked here. Yeah, milling my fog blows, but I should have just milled one. Should have just milled one. That was rough. Well, we can negate this attack, but again, we just don't have a way to make a summon after this now, because this is going to get banished, and I just don't have a play. But he lost his Neospace, so now he is going to have everything shuffled into the deck in the end phase now, though. That is one thing. So he's going to lose his field here. We might actually still manage to find a way to come back and win this. Or if we do... Gosh. We have a chance, guys. We have a fighting chance. Do we have another trap? Oh my gosh, I have a trap in grave. This is dead right now. I can get this trap out of grave really easily. I just need to get a Phantom Knight monster in my graveyard. I can summon it back to the field. But TTH is dead until I do. That's not good. I really have to hope he doesn't draw a monster with attack points right now. Remember, his connector doesn't have a lot of attack points. The thing it summons has to be in defense mode. There's a lot of other Neospacians in this deck that do not have a lot of attacks. 15 is a lot of points for those things for their level 4 or lowers. He's probably got a fair... Oh my gosh. Top deck Neo Fusion. That's gonna be a loss. I have no answer right now. That's rough. Alright. What I'll do is I'm going to activate this. Send the Ancient Cloak to grave. Activate Ancient Cloak effect. Let's add Silent Boots to hand. I'm going to normal summon Boots. Going to trigger Kagemusha's effect to summon itself to the field. Should I go for the Dante Mill 1? Yeah, let's do that. Dante Mill 1, we're going to send off the Silent Boots. Hopefully we don't mill a trap card. There's 3 in the deck, so there's a decent chance we might. Please don't hit 1, though. Nice, we didn't. We're good. Alright, so we'll go ahead and banish this then. Going to add a Fog Blade from our deck to hand, and now we have a Fog Blade, a Sword, and a TTH set. Our opponent going to have a tough time fighting through all of this, I think. Do we want to activate the Ragged Gloves now? I think we can wait a turn. Let's see what he does. Archer Light Brigade. Okay. Light Sworn. Lumina to hand. If he summons Lumina and brings back Raiden, I should try to TTH his board. If that doesn't work, he'll probably go for a Synchro, and then I could just Fog Blade whatever he summons. Hope he doesn't have Levineer at that point. I could also just Fog Blade this and force him to get the neg 1, but then again, I'd rather save the Fog Blade for a Levineer if I have to. We really want to try to save it for that. That's okay with me, actually. Yeah. Treacherous Trap Hole! Clear those out. Alright, now try to save the Fog Blade for, Levineer. I was hoping to draw another monster, but... Well, actually I still might mill into one, right? Maybe I should have waited. I should have waited the banishes until I milled. That's fine. Add this. Or send that right. Oh shit, I forgot I was sending the grave, not adding. That's fine. We'll mill 3 here. Let's see what we get. Okay. We still hit the Ancient Cloak, that's good. Good. The Ragged Gloves to hand. Activate this, we'll get another sword to hand. I think we should win this turn here. Let's see, there's a hand trap. Nope. I think we're good. I think we got it. We got it, let's go. It's kind of like the turn 1 setup you want right there with all that back row.